is back in the news. For those unaware who don't really play Halo, Halo's heyday, in my opinion, is from Halo 1 to Reach. And the reason why is because that's what Bungie worked on. After Halo Reach, Bungie sold the Halo IP to Microsoft and started working on Destiny. Then Microsoft gave the Halo IP to a new studio made up of fans of the Halo franchise that were new to the industry, known as 343 Industries. And ever since Halo 4, 5, and Infinite, the games have been trash. And it's going to be a case study on why fans don't always know what the fuck they're talking about. You know, people on the internet think because they're fans of Star Wars, they know how to fix it. I'm not saying Star Wars is in good shape. I just threw that out there. But just because you're a fan of something doesn't mean you can fix it. And 343 Industries is a great example. Because Halo fucking sucks. But Microsoft has heard your cries. They're looking to take the Halo franchise back to its heydays and start from the ground and work their way up. They released a whole article. And one of the things that I know of from reading the headline is they're renaming from 343 to Halo Studios. Let's read along and see what else they're doing. Halo Studios, new name, new engine, new games, new philosophy. Let's see what the plans are for the future of Halo. Ahead of the final match at today's 2024 Halo Championship, we saw an unexpected video. It depicted landscapes you might expect from the Halo series. A Forerunner architecture jutting from dramatic landscapes inspired by the Pacific Northwest, gorgeous fields of ice, and even a vista blighted and consumed by the flood. We of course saw glimpses of the Master Chief and his iconic enemies, even a Banshee arcing past the camera, but what we saw wasn't a look back. This was something entirely new. We're entering a new dawn for Halo. Those new visuals were created, man, you yapping, we don't care. What are y'all doing? New approach. Studio head defines this less than a clean break and more like a turning of page. If you really break Halo down, there have been two very distinct chapters. Chapter 1, Bungie, Chapter 2, 343. Now I think we have an audience which is hungry for more, so we're not just going to improve the efficiency of development, but change the recipe of how we make Halo games. The first step. They say this for every game, I know, right? The first step, switching from the studio's proprietary Slipspace engine to Unreal is a key part of the change. Previously, 343 Industries needed a large portion of its staff simply to develop and upkeep the engine its games ran on. We believe that the consumption of habits of gamers have changed. The expectations of how fast their content is available, says Hintez. On Halo Infinite, we were developing a tech stack that was supposed to set us up for the future in games at the same time. As games evolve and players increasingly point out how long it takes to see new games from their favorite series, the team at Halo Studios felt the need to react. Translation, let me translate this for y'all. They're trying to make it seem like this is all about the fans. They're just trying to streamline their work process. What they're trying to say is Halo Infinite ran on its own proprietary engine. They had to build the engine, then build the game, and then they were going to continue to build upon that engine in future games, but they find it's too much work to maintain an engine and also a game. This is why a lot of EA games fucking suck, because they keep trying to put everything on that Frostbite engine, and honest to God, fuck Frostbite. There's no reason why NBA Live should run on the same goddamn engine as the one fucking Battlefield runs on. It causes problems. So they're trying to streamline the workforce. They're trying to streamline basically the workflow. So they're trying to make it seem like this jump to Unreal Engine 5 is for you, the fans. But really, it's just a buzz. It's kind of like a talking point. It's marketing jargon. It's because people know what Unreal Engine is, so they're gonna get excited. But really, this is more for them. Now they don't have to make an engine. They're just going to download Unreal Engine 5 like everybody else, and they're going to make their game on that. That's it. They're just skipping a step. Now that we understand that, let's keep moving. As gaming evolves and players increasingly point out, the way we made Halo games before doesn't necessarily work as well as the way we want to make games for the future. So as part of the conversation we had was about how we help the team focus on making games versus making the tools and the engines. They're streamlining. Alongside the wider changes to how the studio is set up, adopting Unreal means Halo Studios is more able to create games with a focus that can satisfy fans, even setting up multiple teams to create different games simultaneously. But Unreal also comes with built-in benefits that would have taken years to work and replicate Slipspace. Let me give you another reason why this is beneficial to the Halo studio. Them switching to Unreal Engine will make it easier to hire new employees, right? The gaming space has a high turnover rate. A lot of times people get into the industry and it's not what they think it's going to be. So what can happen is they end up leaving and they want to go do something else. A lot of people just quit the industry altogether. So if they switch to the Unreal Engine, not only do they need to they have to no longer develop an engine for Halo games, but now when it comes to the hiring process, as well as the people who are already there, most people know how to already develop on Unreal because it's one of the most popular engines. So if there are new people coming into the industry, you won't have to train them on the proprietary Halo engine, if that makes sense. They're trying to position this as, oh, it's all about the fans. We did this for you. No, this is for them, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. If it makes better games, cool. Efficiency, but don't get confused by all this marketing talk. This is not for you. Respectfully, some components of Slip Space are almost 25 years old, explaining studio art director Chris Matthews. Although 343 were developing it continuously, there are aspects of Unreal that Epic has been developing for some time, which are unavailable to us in Slip Space and would have taken huge amounts of time and resources to try to replicate. Translation: Epic Games is much more talented at creating tools and engines for game developers to create the games that we want. They're so talented, they're actually more talented than us. So instead of banging our head against the wall and trying to build a sword from scratch, we're just going to take the sword from Unreal. Bethesda needs to follow suit. I agree. One of the primary things we're interested in growing and expanding our world so players have more intact with and more experience. The lighting offers us, their special lighting offers us an opportunity to do that in a way the industry hasn't seen before. As artists, it's incredibly exciting to do work with. There's another built-in benefit. Unreal is familiar to huge parts of the wider gaming industry. I swear to God, I didn't read this article. I swear to God, I always react to this stuff live. What did I tell you? They position this shit at the top as if it's for the fans. No, it's not. There's another benefit. Where developers would have to spend time learning how to use Slip Space, which was their proprietary engine when joining 343, Halo Studio adoption of the industry-leading engine Unreal makes it faster for them to work for us. That's all it is. I'm not even going to read that. That proves my point. Microsoft literally owns id Software's engine now. Why not use that? It'd be great for FPS games. I don't know. Yo, shout out to Dex, Lav, and Brando with this. Well, they just said it. Actually. id Software engine is proprietary, right? That's what they use. Unreal, most of the industry uses the Unreal engine. So like I said, it really comes down to like the hiring process. It's about making the job as easy as possible for the game developers so they can focus on being creative versus crunching the zeros. Because imagine a world where like you also have to crack the code of crunching the zeros and ones so the game isn't buggy, versus a world where you don't have to do any of that and you just focus on making cool shit on the screen. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we talking Halo. Forging ahead. Of course, Halo Studios need to be confident to switch to Unreal. This isn't a decision taken lightly. The team had to be sure that the first Halo games to come out of non-slips, who cares? We decided to do the Foundry. It wasn't at that point our plan, says Wig, but we needed to pause and validate. It's not the right word, but educate and understand that our capability is and assets is. So actually, no, you're just yapping. Is there anything else? So what does Foundry represent? The team is clear that this is not a new game, but nor is it a traditional tech demo. It is just an exploration of what's possible with the engine. It is a true reflection of what can be required with the new Halo. So basically, it's a tech demo. It's a playable tech demo. That must be the video that that I seen in my sub box that I didn't watch. I think I saved it. I think it's this video that they're talking about. Let's check this out. Turn this down. Also, they can't afford senior devs with knowledge at this point, so they have to go for these lower tier devs. Like I said, it's to save money. Yeah, it's to save money. It is not about the fans.
Chris Matthews, take one. Mark.
This is Casey Wu, take one. Mark.
I was told that I can just be my authentic self, Chris.
For 6 years, I don't want to be in front of a camera.
There's so much to do and so much fun to be had when you play Halo that I feel like I never run out of things to do.
I love intricate stories that take place across lots.
That's a nasty statement. That's a nasty fucking statement from that dude. I feel like I never run out of things to do. Hey, newsflash, buddy. Senior community manager. The reason Halo Infinite failed is because there was nothing to do in the game. You guys remember when this game came out? It fucking killed Splitgate because they announced it like a Beyonce style album. They put it out the same day they announced it. It was free to play. Everybody was excited. Within 2 weeks of everybody downloading that game and trying it, we all quickly realized there was nothing to do. There was nothing to grind for, no cool skins, no cool game modes. The game was super bare bones. And then the story came out. It didn't have like the split screen. It was janky. Now, I'm sure it's better now. They've had content updates, but to sit up here and be like, oh, and you have to keep in mind, most people who have the image of Halo Infinite in their head, they have that image I just described. That version of the game that came out the first month where we all quit because there was nothing to fucking grind for. So when you come on here and say, oh, it just feels like there's so much to do in this game, it's kind of tone deaf because like bro, just talk about what you're doing that's new.
I love
just talk about what you're doing that's new. It's tone deaf.
Meaningful characters.
3 weeks, buddy.
What made Halo successful at the beginning? What is the legacy of Halo and what's the soul that we want to bring forward?
Yeah, none of us went back.
Halo games.
Splitgate died for this shit.
Our studio at best to go deliver on that.
We knew we had to make a change in order to take us into the future.
When I first heard about Halo moving to Unreal Engine, my first thought was, this is going to be a really hard secret to keep.
I think fans are going to be excited about the future of Halo.
All right, fans in the chat, let me ask y'all a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being super excited, how excited are you to know that Halo is going to Unreal Engine 5? What's that doing for you? What is that doing for you? Yo, the average consumer is not watching my stream. If you're watching my stream, you're probably a little bit more hardcore. The average consumer is not on IGN. They're not on GameSpot. The fucking average consumer walks into GameStop, which you need to stop supporting them so they can go under because they fucking suck. But the average consumer is going to GameStop, Best Buy. Oh, they heard this game's coming out this week. They heard it's cool. They're going to try it out. That's it. But now, like, the average consumer is not like, oh, Halo's moving to Unreal Engine 5. Oh, here's where my credit card at. Like, they don't know what that means. They don't know what that means.
Because of the possibilities that are afforded us by using Unreal.
Before, we really had to split our focus.
They should have let Halo rest at this point. I agree.
Engine, supporting it.
This is you live long enough to become the villain. Halo should have died at Halo Reach, and it would have been a great. I think that was the purpose too. Like that's why Bungie sold the IP. They didn't want to do it anymore. And the story, literally, everybody dies in Reach. It was the perfect time to kill the series. The best things end. That would have been if Halo would have ended at Reach the way we all look at Halo, it would have been like so nostalgic. Like wow, that's one of the greatest fucking. Because I mean from Halo 1, 2, and 3, those are all classics. And Halo Reach is my favorite. 1 to Reach, all classics. Me personally, I wasn't a fan of ODST, but I know a lot of people do like it. But if we're talking at least 1 to Reach, all classics, we would have looked at the series completely different. It lived long enough to become the villain.
Really kind of a tech company and a studio at the same time. Since we've made the change to
Reach was a prequel? I know that. I know that.
We can bring Halo forward in ways that people have never seen before while still being true to what Halo is.
The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
New studio art director, Chris, came to me and said, hey, I have this crazy idea.
Oh. Chris came to him in the studio? What the fuck, dude?
Said, hey, there's this Project Foundry that I want to do. Let's make it happen.
Foundry specifically is based around the same concept of the Foundry in Halo lore. It's the place where Halo rings are born.
They're trying to show the graphics off. Let me turn this bitch up. Damn, y'all, how y'all gonna upload a trailer about your new engine and that bitch ain't even in 4K?
It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
The original Halo franchise was a graphics showcase. It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first was released, and that's what Halo needs to be again.
A new dawn.
So once Project Foundry had been approved, we took the entire creative team and we ideated on 3 locations, something old.
Correct. Somebody in the chat said no. So no, this will not be on PS4. Exactly.
Something new and something really alien.
We had the Pacific Northwest, which is sort of traditional Halo biome.
We were trying to
It looks crispy.
as much foliage in there as humanly possible.
More foliage?
You really feel like you're on a hike in the, Cascades.
The cold
We're going to Colorado.
The second biome that we took on, it was more of a technical showcase where we could play with shaders, we could play with deformable
More shaders.
landscapes and terrains. Unreal affords us more opportunity than we've ever had in the past.
On the surface, it might just look all like snow, but how many layers of things combine to really give that winter look?
And then our third biome was the Blightlands, which is any land that's been completely taken over by the flood.
I wanted to give our team.
So is this Microsoft's last chance with Halo?
Express.
Well, no, Microsoft's last chance with Halo will be when they say they're done with the series. You gotta keep in mind, Microsoft owns Halo now. So they're gonna keep making it as long as they want to make it, because they own it. And as long as they view it as a valuable property, meaning like the name holds weight, they're gonna keep making it.
An
Unfortunately.
alien world, a really alien world, taking something way further than they may have actually done in previous.
Can't wait to see this all in 30 FPS. Chill.
Watching the Halo team work in Unreal.
To be fair, Halo was always ran at 60 FPS. So I don't think it would run at 30. They would optimize it.
Beautiful everything looks, how incredible the environments look.
Who's ready to go back to Blood Gulch with more foliage?
Before.
Fortunately, we have a studio that's really passionate about Halo, about the look and the feel, and I think there's a lot of hunger to really collaborate, to move forward together.
The hunger for more, like Lloyd Banks.
Touched on every part of the creative process, everything from concept art, VFX,
Shout out to Kenny with the sub.
vehicles and weapons to make the future games of Halo.
Creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations. What is it actually made of? How is it physically accurate to the world? Now we get to take all the wonderful legacy assets that we
feel like there's too much focus on graphics these days. Yeah, I do feel like studios focus way too much on graphics. But in the defense of the studios, it's a reflection of the market, right? I think they're doing that because there's a market for that. You got to keep in mind, the average consumer isn't watching my stream. They're not reading IGN. The average consumer is at the mall or strip mall, just any place where there's a bunch of stores. They're walking by GameStop and they see a television. And if they see some graphics that catch their eye, they're going to, poke their head back and then be like, hey, what game is that? This is the new Halo. It does catch the average person's eyes, the graphics. And the perfect example of this is Black Myth Wukong. We're going to have a very hard conversation about that game one day. Because Black Myth Wukong is a game that runs on Unreal Engine 5. And I truly believe one of the reasons why a lot of people look past a lot of that game's glaring issues is because it is one of the best looking games this year. Unreal Engine is gorgeous. That's why they're moving Halo to this shit. People refuse to acknowledge, and if this doesn't apply, let it fly, but a lot of people refuse to acknowledge how unoptimized, janky, and ass backwards that game is designed because it's pretty. So when you say, oh, there's too much focus on it, because there are a lot of people out there that are simpletons. They see something pretty. I mean, let's keep it a buck. A lot of y'all niggas probably got your first bad bitch walked all over you. You didn't care because she was pretty. Stand your ground, champ. Stand your ground.
bring them to life and bring them to today's standards.
I think there needs to be a focus more on art style. I hope not, Fear the Dude.
We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding.
You live and you learn.
As a lifelong Halo player, I think the game's only going to get better.
I love the quotables. I'm just being real. It happens to the best of us. You could tell when a nigga get his first bad bitch. You could you could tell. You could tell. A nigga get his first bad bitch turn into a fucking simp, bruh. Then his ass get played. Then you go through that whole wave of emotions. You dial it back. You know, you recenter yourself. You go get you another one. And, you know, you learn to find that happy middle ground. You should treat her right, but you should also stand up for yourself. That's real shit. Wukong is a bad bitch with a bad personality, bruh. Wukong is a bad bitch with bad breath. That's the worst.
And people bring in their expertise and passion for the Halo franchise.
Yeah, shout out to Jory with the sub. Appreciate it.
Talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles.
And it is great to be part of a team that's growing because you can kind of see that force multiplied as people come in, take on challenges, and you can do more.
Imagine a place where you have the commitment.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, chat. I know I'm not interested. This shit, they just yapping. I thought we were gonna get something special out of this, man. Like maybe like a game announcement. My bad. These niggas just talking about look at our graphics. Who cares? Let us know when the game comes out. Oh wait. Well, actually, let me before we move on. Let me say something. Before anybody gets excited about this, like it's cool. They're moving to the Unreal Engine. The graphics are gonna get better. I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but if we go back and open that article up, which I'm not, but I read it from the top, at least the first half or whatever. They said that they were changing their name from 343 to Halo Studios. If you notice in that article, there was never a mention of if the talent is changing. From my understanding, this is just a rebranding. They're changing the name from 343 Industries to Halo Studios, and then they're switching to the Unreal Engine. So I hate to be the Debbie Downer here. If I'm correct on that, I would not get my hopes up for Halo because 343 Industries fucking sucks. Like, you can change the name. It doesn't change the talent. Like, it's like going from the Charlotte Bobcats to the fucking Hornets. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's what I got out of this article. It's the same people, bro. It's the same people. For what I gather, they restructured over the last couple of years. But what does that mean, though? Here come the Charlotte Hornets, bro. Like, so, like, I'm not saying the next Halo will be bad, but I wouldn't get too excited about this. Let's wait and see. I'd take this all with a grain of salt. Michael Jordan is still the owner, y'all. It's like when Time Warner Cable became Spectrum. Right. Like, it's the old okie doke. Don't fall for this shit. Oh, my God. I don't like that we're losing so many in-house studio engines. A lot of games will play and look the same in the future, in my opinion. Agreed. That's the beauty of in-house engine. That's corporate greed. I agree with that sentiment. When you create your own game from scratch, it creates a unique experience with unique physics and visuals. The problem, Unreal Engine looks great, but the problem with Unreal Engine, I would argue since Unreal Engine 3, which is what the first Gears of War ran on, since Unreal Engine 3 to 5, when you see an Unreal game, you could, like, the moment I saw Black Myth Wukong, when they first announced it like 4 years ago, I was like, oh, that's Unreal Engine. Like, you know an Unreal game when you see it, because a lot of them look like Gears of War. So I agree. I agree with what you're saying in the chat. That is a very good point. It is going to take away from a lot of artistic integrity and just visual difference in different games, because everything is going to look the same and potentially could run identical, and also could cause problems because the Frostbite engine causes problems for a lot of games. Shit looks unreal. I see what you did there. They just look heavy. Yeah, so that's a very valid point. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. Like, I think it's the issue with capitalism and gaming and how it's affecting everything. They said in that article, the reason they're doing this is because they want to streamline stuff and be able to get stuff out faster. Why do they want to get stuff out faster? It's not about you, the fans. It's to appease the board. If you put out more product, there's potential for more sales to make more money. So if we cut out the part where we create our own game from scratch and just license the engine for the low, it's a tax write-off. We could potentially make more money if the game's more halfway decent. So yeah, that's a valid point. That is a valid point. But even though Kingdom Hearts 3 was trash, Unreal Engine 5 took a lot of charm from its previous in-house art. I didn't know Kingdom Hearts 3 ran on Unreal. Really? That does make sense why it looks a little bit different compared to the other two joints. Last piece of Halo news I believe I have forever. I think it is. Apparently Halo Infinite is getting a third-person mode. It's announced by 343 Industries that Halo Infinite is getting a third-person mode in November. Dubbed a new way to play, the third-person mode is Halo Infinite, has been branded nothing more than a Fortnite-ification by some users, and at first glimpse, the gameplay shown from the perspective certainly is reminiscent of the popular Battle Royale. Which kind of goes back to what I just said about, like, when we read that article, how, yeah, they're changing their name from 343 to Halo Studios, but it's still the same people working on the game. This is why I said you probably shouldn't get too excited until we see some gameplay for the next Halo. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've never once in my life played Halo and thought to myself, I wish this was in third person. So like, it says to me, like, I don't know, is the mind frame in the right place? I'm gonna take a look at it. I haven't watched this shit. Let's just see what it looks like. God damn, Elon, fix your fucking website, dude. Let's go to YouTube. This shit is ashy. Halo. Third person. Is it not on YouTube? Did they only announce it on Twitter? Oh wait, A New Dawn. No. Damn, I gotta watch that shit on Twitter. Fuck. That's why it took so long. They were initially going to use the same engine from Final Fantasy 15, but scrapped it and switched to Unreal. Final Fantasy 15 for a first-person shooter? That's gross. Okay, that looks more crispy. look right, man. And on top of that, when you aim down the sight, it goes first person still. Like, this doesn't look right. They're trying to get the Fortniters in. This kind of further proves my point of what I said. Them saying they're moving to Unreal Engine 5 doesn't have anything to do with you. It's for them. So they can start streamlining the process to pump out more product and potentially make more money. That's why some people in the chat are saying, and as well in the comment section of this video, the Fortnitification of this game. Fortnite constantly pumps out content and they're having a hard time keeping up with it. This further reinforces the argument I made last week that live service games are the devil and they're going to stifle creativity. They're just going to start putting stupid... Now that they switched to the Unreal Engine, they're going to start putting stupid shit in the game. Just everything, bro. You guys want to ride a dolphin in fucking Halo? No. It's an alien dolphin. Oh my God. How about Goku versus Master Chief? All it's going to take is when they move to Unreal Engine 5, since they no longer have to build the engine, all it's going to take is for them to put out a new Halo, right? Multiplayer comes out. They want it to be a live service game. They're running out of ideas. They can put out a survey. Hey, who do you guys want to see in the next update for Halo? You want to see Goku or Naruto? And because they don't have to build the engine anymore, they can just, you know, put the character right in the game, create a model within Unreal Engine and put it right in the game. It'd be a quicker way to update because you don't got to build it from scratch. That's why they're saying the Fortnitification of this game. Naruto will go crazy, not gonna lie in Halo. See, look at you niggas, bro. I would have to try it and see if if it's fun, but like looking at it, it just looks weird. The Ice Spice Pack. What? Give it a shot with the boys. I would think I'd be willing to at least try it, but it just looks weird. That's it. It's going to be in a November update. Who's trying it? On a scale of 1 to 10, chat, how are you excited about the third-person update for Halo Infinite? How are we feeling about it, chat? It moves like an indie game. I think it just looks weird because you're used to seeing it in first person, so you're not used to seeing the lack of animations, right? Because keep in mind, this game was supposed to be in first person. A 6 I'm seeing mostly. So they didn't have to make any extra animations when the game's in first person because you're not seeing the body. Now that they're pulling the camera out, you're seeing the lack of things there. But who knows? It could be good. We'll see in November, next month. Although November, I think there's other games coming out. Speaking of games coming out, a game that's going to help me push my agenda even further about how Black Myth Wukong will not be winning the Game of the Year. I repeat, Black Myth Wukong will not be winning the Game of the Year. And if it does, it'll be from some fucking indie website nobody cares about. The reviews for Metaphor have come out, and 10 on 10 on 10 on 10 on 10 on 10 on 10. Few 9s, a few 8s, but mostly 9s and 10s. I bought the game. I'll have it Friday. People are saying it's fire. I've watched a couple reviews for this shit. People are saying, I've seen some reviews. People were saying this shit is better than Persona 5. I seen in one review they said specifically the pacing. This is the best pacing in any Atlas game ever. The story's really good. It's really political, but not like preachy, but still gives really good ideas and makes you think. I said, ooh, okay. Looking forward to it. You said, now I'm excited. Yeah, when I heard that pacing, because like, you know, do you understand, chat? Do you understand how hard it is to earn a compliment that your game has great pacing when the average playthrough is 80 to 100 hours? I watched 3 different reviews and they all said that. I've seen tweets all said 100 hours and people are saying you have great pacing. That's a big compliment. Ubisoft will make a 15-hour game and it feels like it's 100,000 hours because the pacing is so damn goddamn bad. Sparking Zero and Metaphor the same day is a crime. I know. I need a goddamn Steam Deck or a PlayStation Portal so I can grind these RPGs or something like that. This is the first type of Persona game I'm gonna try. This is the first one I'm gonna try to deep dive into too. When I was playing the demo, I said I like this one more because it's not like some teeny bopper shit. It's more of like more of a political fantasy story, which I like. But apparently the game tackles politics. I'm surprised they go woke, go broke boys haven't latched on and complained. I'm looking forward to it. You can play the demo. It's out 6 hours. Also, we got reviews for the Diablo 4 DLC. Got a bunch of 9s, some 8s, some 7s, 4 out of 5s, average Metacritic an 86. Another fire piece of content if you're into Diablo. I ain't playing this shit, but I wanted to make you aware of it. They are saying this is fire too. They're saying that maybe Diablo is back. Another agenda I want to push too, while we're on the topic of all these great games, is I think we need to start the same way we've been pushing back on grifters who talk about go woke, go broke. We need to start pushing back on fraudulent gamers, okay? All your favorite Twitch streamers and YouTubers that you follow that say gaming is dead, you know, the Call of Duty 2K Madden niggas. If you play those games, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm strictly talking about Call of Duty niggas. There's a difference between a Call of Duty fan and a Call of Duty nigga, okay? Call of Duty niggas are on PS4 complaining that it's not going to have all the same features the PS5 is going to have, because, by the way, that's true. It's not going to have all the features. I know you think you can run it, but they said it can't. That's a Call of Duty nigga. The ones who refuse to try anything else. We need to start pushing back on these content creators too, because I'm tired of this narrative that I'm seeing on Twitter that gaming is dead. And these have been some amazing, and you know what's crazy? 2023 was one of the greatest years ever. 2024 is heated the fuck up, and 2025 might be one of the greatest. I'm overwhelmed. My wallet is hurting. I don't have enough time. I'm stressed out. I'm trying to put videos out. When you say you don't have anything to play, you're a fucking fraud. I understand microtransactions in live service games are annoying, but you don't have to play those games. For every live service games, there are just as many amazing games to play, and I'm tired of this fucking narrative. We get it. Some of you think you're too cool for Hogwarts Legacy or whatever. But don't complain you don't have anything else to play because you're closed-minded. Fuck you. Yo, shout out to Dell with the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate it. It's plenty of shit to play. I don't want to fucking hear it. But I'm going to tell you one game we're not going to play. Star shit. Bethesda director defends Starfield, says it's right next to Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Starfield has been the topic of much contention in recent days following the release of Shattered Space. That's the new DLC. Many fans were disappointed with its underwhelming piece of DLC that has failed to warrant such a long wait and premium price point. That's just the tip of the iceberg, though. Many are still ruining Starfield's rapid downfall, which has kickstarted not long after the game was released in September 2023. Recently, a design director at Bethesda Game Studios, defended the spacefaring RPG, aligning it closely with Fallout and the Elder Scrolls. In a sit-down with Games Radar, the game designer, whose works span all 3 major franchises, said that Starfield sits right next to Fallout and the Elder Scrolls as a series. He's saying it's just as good as those games. It exists in a unique space. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. What is? We created a new IP from the ground up and an experience that's absolutely unique on consoles. And I'm not saying Starfield is better or worse than any other game, just different in what we offer. That weird Bethesda blend of immersion, action, and RPG. No, the game's just boring, dude. It's an L. It's a fucking L. It's not true. You don't get to tell us what's good and what's bad. We understand it's your baby and you worked on it, but if the market says we don't like it, like the suits over at Warner Bros. Don't get to complain nobody likes the Joker too. You shouldn't have made it. You shouldn't have made it, bro. This game was not ready for Showtime. It was boring. You made a space game with no aliens. The big appeal of space is the unlimited imagination that can be applied to it. You can create any alien race, any piece of technology, any story. You're only really limited by your imagination. That's what makes Mass Effect so fucking great. And what did y'all do? What did y'all do? Y'all made a space game with no aliens, 1,000 planets with nothing on them. There's no car. And you know the crazy part is, people were complaining that you couldn't explore the planets fully. There was no car at launch. Why would you want to explore the whole planet? I'm not trying to do a walking sim. Halo did space better too. Yeah, because Halo was a concise story. Yep. You need to lean into people's imagination, that wonder. Like, what makes space great is, like, think about the little boys and the little girls growing up. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. It's because it really taps into the imagination of the child. Like, wow, anything's possible. It could be, we could see SpongeBob on the moon. I don't know. Like, but you didn't do any of that. You didn't do any of that. You gave us a boring version of fucking Fallout. It was Fallout in space, but no fucking story. It was whack. It was whack. It was whack. It was so whack that world-around content creator, the Black Hokage, even responded to this tweet when he said, he just posted a picture of the definition of delusional. He responded to the tweet, basically saying he's delusional. And I agree with that guy. I agree with that guy. So I don't think Starfield's gonna get much better because I think there's a level of delusion going on here. They genuinely think that they made a good game and it's just not. Focus on Fallout Season 2, the TV show. Focus on the next game. Let Starfield go. Cancel all DLC. Put it on the PS5. Maybe you guys will make some sales back because we know PS5 niggas don't buy games unless it's an Xbox game. I said it. Niggas is weird. Do you like decision-based games? Yes, Mass Effect is my favorite game of all time. Don't start that shit. That's why I brought Mass Effect up. Don't start that shit. I preach the gospel of Mass Effect all the fucking time. I preach the gospel. I love games where you get to pick your own shit. None of the decisions you make in that game matter. That game sucks. They built a game with over 100 planets with barely anything on them. Right. What decision was you making that was impactful in that game? I like The Witcher 3. Fucking Cyberpunk was decent. I played the base one. I didn't play the one they fix it. Mass Effect is always getting mentioned. Shit is crazy, bro. This y'all standard for decision-making games? You played Detroit Become Human? Yeah, I thought Detroit Become Human was okay. I have some gripes with that game. I felt like I really liked Detroit Become Human until about halfway through when it clicked in my brain. I said, wait a minute. I feel like I've seen this story before. And then that's when I realized that shit was just the black civil rights movement. They just took black people out the equation and they turned them into androids. And one of the androids happened to be black, the main character. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I don't want to have I don't want to hear I have a dream. I don't want to hear that version. Like, so like to me, like the game's okay, but like it's a little overrated. It's okay. Yeah, Black Lives Matters, the robot edition. Like I'm good. Selma Android edition. I have a droid. And then last but not least, we got a little bit of PS4 slander here for you because, you know, like I said, if you're unfamiliar with this stream, we are PS4 racists over here. We all know the PS4 is holding gaming back. So if you have any PS4 clips for me, feel free to send them to me. Somebody sent me this clip. Apparently, it's a dad busting into his son's room and destroying his PS4. And this clip is from 2023, so it's actually pretty recent. As he should. I think I look at this old ass TV. I think the dad realized that he was disappointed in his son was holding gaming back. He said, son, the PS5 is out. My games are not getting better because console parity. So he comes in with a sledgehammer and just destroys the PS4. Look, he pushes him out the way. Get out the way, bitch. That's right. Get a PS5. Get a PS5. You dishonored your father. Shit is crazy, man. Shit is crazy. That's all the news I got for you. Let's hop in the sub box. That'll force him to get a job. Yeah, get off Fortnite, nigga. Get off goddamn Fortnite. GG's to the villain arc. What's going on? What have we missed? Boom, boom. But it's almost time to ball. It's almost time to ball. Dun, dun, dun. The Blood of Merlin official reveal. Salute. Speaking of great RPG, shout out to the GOAT, Jada Empire. Jada Empire is the GOAT. You know, I'll keep screaming. The Legend of Dragoon needs a remake. The Legend of Dragoon. The Patrick Star game. I'm good off that. No Sparking Zero tonight. I don't have it. Amazon hasn't delivered my copy. I don't have it yet. Yo, shout out to Cali Clutch with the sub. Bleach game. I'm good off that. Sea of Legends official reveal. A Sea of Thieves killer? No, not Sea of Z's, but Skull and Shit killer. Undisputed review. Redefining the boxing experience. What they say? I want to watch this. I have Undisputed, but the embargo for streaming is tomorrow. And they didn't give me a code until today. I got the code today. That was my plan to stream the game today, which, by the way, kind of a red flag. I don't really see too many reviews out. But holding review copies until the day of, I don't really like that. Son of Gun, Misery, Space Marines. Let's see. Son of Gun officially. I'm good off that. What's this? Wizards of something. The Wizards of Waverly Place. Dr. Doom and Fortnite. Oh, sweet. Metroid Awakening. What Math Hoffa talking about? I don't know. I don't really see nothing interesting. Is anybody getting Silent Hill 2? I'm not playing that shit. Don't ask me. I've never played Silent Hill, so like, it's too many games. Can you stream Def Jam Fight for New York? These emulator mods are crazy. Nah, what they doing with the emulator mods? Let's see what they talking about with Undisputed. It's only 5 minutes.
The bell rings and I find myself standing across from Canelo Alvarez.
Whoa.
One of the best to ever put on a pair of gloves.
Except for when Mayweather beat that ass.
Rises and my heart rate increases, but not because of nerves. It's because Undisputed truly brings the tension of a real title fight to life. As Canelo moves in with movement similar to what you'd see on a Saturday night, I quickly realized that this isn't just
off rip. I'm not gonna lie, this nigga sucks at the game. You could just tell. I'm already gonna take this review with a grain of salt. This nigga sucks from the gameplay. The way he's moving, the way he throwing them punches, bro. And so I'm a fight night nigga, bro. And even this game, when I played early access, I was picking it up pretty quickly. This nigga don't know shit about boxing.
Just another arcade boxing game. Every step I make, jab I throw, and punch I take feels calculated. Like I'm really squaring off against Alvarez. It's been over 13 years since the last major simulation boxing game, and as I cover up and look for an opening to counter, it becomes clear that Undisputed...
My man is standing in front of the goddamn... like, move, bro. Move left and right.
They're trying to redefine the entire boxing game experience.
Move. Throw a jab, nigga.
Undisputed offers a variety of modes that gives players plenty of ways to step into the ring. From career
Zero
mode,
defense talking about counters. Right. My man just standing there like this.
To prize fights offering unique conditions, to even quick offline and online fights, there's no shortage of options. The Create a Fighter feature is deep in some areas while weak in others. It allows for fine manipulation of a boxer's face and body. However, I wish there were more customization options, particularly in terms of tattoos and gear. Also, the ability to share and download created fighters from others would have added another layer of fun and community engagement. One of the highlights of the game is the huge roster of over 70 past and
that is dope. That is dope. They have a lot of boxers here.
Boxers, including Tyson Fury, Terrence Crawford, Muhammad Ali, Alexander Usyk, and more. It's the deepest we've seen in a boxing game, and the variety helps keep things fresh. Now, there's no open weight option for exhibition fights, but a number of boxers do appear across multiple weight classes. The main mode of Undisputed for most is going to be the career mode.
Do good so bad. You know, even if this game is really good, I hate to say this, Ab, this game is gonna fight an uphill battle. The reason being is this game came out at the same time as Sparking Zero and Metaphor. And then you got Dragon Age around the corner. This game came out at a really bad time. Can we take PEDs like Ryan Garcia? Yo, chill out, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?
More real life fighters through the ranks to become an Undisputed
Can I pop a perk?
Get it? Undisputed. While you could expect a system of just pick a fight, fight, repeat, there's a bit more depth here with the mode. Throughout your career, you're able to negotiate fights with specific demands, including payout, rematch clauses, and training time. Once you have a fight signed, managing...
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. If you're like a hardcore boxing fan, you're going to pick this up. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about this is going to have a hard time appealing to the mainstream is what I'm saying.
Readiness adds the pressure to make smart decisions, especially early on in your career when it's tough to make up for shortcomings. And the deeper you go in the mode, the tougher the opponents get, making those early wins crucial to rising up the ranks. Those early wins.
Do you think it helps those games have a somewhat of a niche audience? Sort of, but I think the problem is like spending power. You know, money is tight for everybody. So like you have to think like, you know, I get what y'all are saying. You don't think these communities intertwine like the Metaphor community would intertwine with Undisputed, but it does happen. I mean, I want to play Undisputed. I am going to play it. I'm also going to play Metaphor. There are more people on Earth like me. So like if you're somebody like that and your budget is tight and you can only pick one or the other game, I'm probably going to go with the 100-hour game that's getting a 10 out of 10.
Few boxers over and over again.
Yeah, Ab is intertwined, right? Some of y'all are in the chat. Y'all are examples.
The overall journey remains engaging. One thing I would have liked to see with the mode is the option to change weight.
The game still doesn't look fluid
which
to
could
me.
Have added
yeah, it does look stiff.
To the mode. Hopefully, though, this is something that can be introduced later on in a future update. Where Undisputed really shines is in its moment-to-moment gameplay. The movement is smooth and punches feel fluid, though there are occasional...
It's funny because it doesn't look smooth to me.
Visual issues.
It looks the same as like the early access.
Like punches clipping through arms or connecting when they visually don't appear to. These minor hiccups,
maybe it feels
don't really
better
detract much from the experience. The beauty of Undisputed is in its adaptability. Whether you prefer a tactical, measured fight or want to just throw haymakers from the start, the game accommodates various playstyles through difficulty settings and modifiers. This flexibility makes
the real combos. It looks fluid as fuck. So he sucks at the game then.
Who seek it. After months of fine-tuning and in some cases even overhauling before the full release, the gameplay has become one of the most enjoyable boxing experiences I've
Unless you're on the PS4, then you're not intertwined. Yeah, if you're on the PS4, you're only intertwined with poverty.
Played. Real frustration never really came from the
Goes
game's
hand in hand.
design, but rather from my own skill, or lack thereof, inside the ring. The knockdown minigame is nice, having to use the triggers to line up within the right and left meter. I just don't like that how no matter where or how someone is knocked down, they're always back in the middle of the ring for the minigame. Visually, not only does Undisputed capture the essence of—
I feel that's actually a fair criticism. That's weird. Why did they do that? I don't know if y'all heard what he said. He said when you knock somebody down, they're always in the, like, they should be getting up where they were at. It's weird.
televised boxing event, but in the ring, the fighters look absolutely stellar.
It's a cutscene.
Alvarez, Fury, Usyk, Ali all look as realistic as you'd expect from a current-gen boxing game. Even the way some punches land look incredible, especially hard body shots that make your opponent's stomach and chest ripple. The pre-fight atmosphere and fighter—
I don't know if Mike Tyson is in this.
like making
hope
big
so.
fights feel like grand occasions. However, a few areas could be—
I think another problem this game is going to face too is it doesn't have crossplay. I got the Xbox version. I have it already downloaded and installed, and I instantly regretted getting it on Xbox because then I remembered it didn't have crossplay, and I'm not going to pay for it. I got a free copy. I should have got it on the PS5 because if people wanted to play, probably most of my friends would probably be on PS5, and I don't know. I didn't know if my PC could run this shit, but there's no crossplay for this.
The crowd could be a bit more reactive during intense moments of a fight, and the game sorely needs a replay suite.
This is a game that would really benefit from it because boxing in itself is super niche these days. So like a game like this needs crossplay to keep the community alive.
That said, the variety of venues—
They're adding 6 fighters every 6 weeks according to the roundtable. They need to add crossplay.
including small gyms—
Fuck
and
all them
major
fighters.
arenas,
Add
adds
crossplay.
to the authenticity. It's clear that Steel City Interactive put a lot of thought into making the game's presentation match the grandeur of real-life boxing. And for the most part,
I forgot Sparking Zone didn't have crossplay either. That's gonna be a problem.
Undisputed isn't just a boxing game. It's a full boxing experience that fans haven't had in years. With a deep roster, fluid gameplay, and solid modes, it hits all the right notes for fans of the sport. Minor visual issues and a few missing features and gameplay hiccups, like the ability to change weight classes or a replay suite, are easily overlooked when compared to the sheer joy of stepping into the ring. Whether you're a casual player or a diehard boxing fan, Undisputed's the game we've been waiting for, and when it's all said and done, it could wind up as being one of the best boxing titles we've ever seen.
Damn, look at these niggas still in my damn review. I ain't never seen nobody do this before. Now niggas doing this. We getting away from the scores now. They put buy now, price drop, skip. Other people doing it now. That's crazy. I thought you played this on PC early access. I did. I got the Xbox version just to be safe though. Fight Night Champions looks better than this. It looks comparable, sadly. You said the online is still ass. Have you been playing early access?
Ever seen. For more reviews, interviews, and exclusive news,
I wish you would have gave a score. I don't really trust his review. He didn't really seem very good at this game. Let's say we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna stream it. Tomorrow I am streaming this game. I want to put together a video about this and like boxing games, period. So we definitely will be playing that this week, as well as probably Sparking Zero. Those are the 2 games I'll probably be playing because I want to do videos on those games. Let's check out these other trailers. Sea of Legend.
From the creator of BattleTech, Shadowrun, and Crimson Skies comes a new adventure. Sea of Legends. Become a pirate on the open waters of the Caribbean. Fire broadsides, plunder ships.
If this game dies, boxing games might die forever. Well, there's a rumor that Fight Night is in the works, and Undisputed lighted a fire under EA's ass. I pray that might be the best thing about Undisputed. We might finally get Fight Night back. I'm hoping that rumor is true. We're gonna see.
Fight the undead, and maybe break a few hearts. In this light-hearted deck-building...
I thought about what you talked about last week. My big brother heard my 22-year-old nephews talking about honey packs. I hope he pulled them by the neck like, yo, you're 22. Why are you popping honey packs, nigga? Your dick don't work? What's wrong with you? Do a push-up or something.
As you climb from scallywag...
Take some ashwagandha. Eat some fruits and vegetables. If you are 22 and your dick don't work, you need to eat a banana and lose some weight. I'm not playing this shit. Yeah, I hope you pulled your nephews to the side. What's wrong with you, little nigga? He did. That's nasty. You blue chew popping fiends? Yo, Mister, let's do the mystery. Yeah, them rhino pills will fuck your dick up, deadass. They will fuck their, it's a short term benefit, but a long term it'll fuck you up.
Remains uncontrolled. If there are anyone alive who heard this broadcast, please go to the shelter in the southeast of site.
Yeah, the camera angle already made me lose interest. What's this? This somebody linked this shit. The Wizards of Legend 2. Niggas be taking it for stamina, not realizing that's not what it's for. Shit is nasty. Wizards of Legend 2. Ashwagandha.
Trials are the single greatest test of skill and might in all the world. Mastering your arcana will be key to triumphing over the trials. The different elements of arcana each hold their own unique style.
What kind of game?
Water is balanced between offense and defense.
Oh, the magic looks cool.
Hit lightly, but quickly.
Is this a dungeon crawling? Is this like Hades?
I admire any wizard that likes to play with fire.
It's a roguelike, yeah. Is it a roguelike dungeon crawler?
Upgrading your arcana is as paramount as mastering stronger spells. A boost to your arcana shall serve you wisely. Relics are mementos of great wizards of old.
The legacies of our ancestors.
It looks good, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not playing this